Hey y'all, it's me Alex. Today I have a video idea that I don't think I've ever really seen done on YouTube before. I was just thinking about this last night. I was talking with some friends. We were talking about beauty tricks that we know that we might seem outdated or something that we learned from family members. My Nana lived with me and my family since I was like 3 years old, so she was a huge part of me growing up, and she is one of the reasons why I do my makeup the way that I do. She was the one who really encouraged me and taught me how to use makeup and all of that. So I wanted to do a video on 5 tips that my Nana taught me about using makeup. Some of these things might seem obvious, some of these things might seem a little outdated, but for me it's something that has stood the test of time. When I was growing up, we didn't really have YouTube tutorials because I was playing with makeup ever since I was really little. I just loved makeup. Obviously, that's why I am the way I am today. I was allowed to wear makeup out when I was around 13, so I guess YouTube kind of started becoming a thing around then, but I didn't have internet at my parents' house really, so I didn't really watch YouTube videos. And when I was over at my friend's house watching YouTube videos, we would usually be watching stuff like Dana's Not on Fire, Amazing Phil, and then K-pop videos, things like that. So I never really watched any makeup tutorials on YouTube until I got to college, basically. So around the time when I actually started learning how to do makeup, the 3 places where I got my makeup tips were Lucky Magazine, makeover shows, and my Nana. So that is how I got my start in learning how to do makeup, and here are 5 things that my Nana taught me about makeup. The first thing that my Nana taught me is blending. Now, this was something that I struggled with a lot because I never started out with natural makeup. That was never my thing. I loved colorful makeup. I went in straight for the Hot Topic baked eyeshadows with black on the outside. Wow, that worked. Stabbed myself in the eye with my own finger, hey. But yeah, so I went in for bright colors with a black outline and eyeliner and all of the gothy drama-ness of that. And so in my rush to pack on all of the color, whenever I walked out of the bathroom in the morning and my Nana saw me and she saw that it wasn't blended at all, she would tell me that I would have to go back into the bathroom and that I wasn't going to leave the house until I had blended my makeup properly. I thought this was so harsh at the time, but in retrospect, I am so grateful. Now I can look back on some of the photos of me when I was in high school and perhaps not cringe as much as I would have if she hadn't taught me how to blend. So that is why I get super aggressive with my makeup right now in blending, is because that is what she taught me. The next thing my Nana taught me about makeup is to love color. Now my Nana, in my lifetime and knowing her, she really only wore lipstick. She would have done eye makeup a few years before that, except that when I was growing up, her eyesight had gotten to the point where it was so bad that she was just yeah, I'm not going to bother with trying to put stuff on my eyes when I can't really see it. When I was a kid and playing with makeup, she would let me put makeup on her. She would let me do eye makeup on her, but she never really did it on herself. But whenever she left the house, she would never leave the house without lipstick, be it for church, grocery shopping, doctor's appointments, picking me up from school, going to a concert, anything. Always lipstick. And she would wear the brightest color. She wouldn't do a nice light little nude or anything like that. She would be wearing hot pink, bright red, bright orange. She loved colors. Her wardrobe was extremely colorful. Her room was extremely colorful. She had bright red pillows and rainbow flowery outfits, and it was wonderful. So I swear I got my love of color from her, because whenever I put on bright eye makeup, that is something that she would just so encourage, because she just loved color. For me, being able to be encouraged to put on color was something that she really taught me. The next thing is probably something that you've heard a lot, and it might seem a bit outdated, but it is what I still do to this day, and it is the smiling blush trick, where you smile and the apples of your cheeks are there and you put blush on it. And I know I've seen the Wayne Goss video where he's just that is not what you're supposed to do, all of that, blah, blah, blah. But I still do it because, quite frankly, that is how I get my best blush placement. That is something that I learned from my Nana, because I didn't know anything about blush when I was growing up. I think I've said this in videos before, but one time I had gone to church wearing blush for the first time, and my dad got really concerned about me because he thought that I had been sunburned because I did not know where I was supposed to put blush. I mean, to this day, without that trick, I wouldn't know where I'm supposed to put blush because contour is something that you can kind of naturally see where it's supposed to go in your face. Same with highlight, and bronzer is a little iffy, but whatever. But blush, for me, in order to get the right placement, smiling has always done the trick. I'll smile and I'll put it on the top and it is beautiful, and I have my Nana to thank for that. The next trick is also probably something that you've heard of, and I don't always subscribe to this, but for an everyday makeup where like I have to go to work or something, this is definitely what I subscribe to, is that you should either do dramatic eyes or dramatic lips. Now, as you can probably tell from my past videos, I don't always subscribe to this, but when I am looking to do something that I could easily wear to work or something like this, that is kind of the trick that I use because I'm not a natural makeup person. So even when I go to work, I don't want to wear anything particularly neutral. So what I've learned in order to kind of reduce that and still make myself look professional, I can do an eye makeup look like this, but just pair it with a more neutral lip. Or if I wanted to do like a bright red lip, because I have a pair of red pants that I love wearing red lipstick with to match, I will do a red lip with a more natural eye. So it all depends, and that is something that I learned from my Nana too. Again, I don't always do this because sometimes I just want to go out and be wearing like a smoky eye and dark black lipstick and looking like a goth queen. I think on an everyday basis, this is something that was really good and really important for me to learn. And the last trick is something that my Nana taught me about when you want to use new colors. Now, I always wanted to experiment with color, and I didn't know much about like what my undertones or what colors look good on me and what didn't. So what she had always told me is that if you ever wanted to try a new color of lipstick or eyeshadow or blush or just about anything and you're really not sure if you're going to like it, she said buy it specifically from Wet n Wild, simply because their lipsticks and eyeshadows and everything were so cheap. You know, like my mom was a little skeptical of this at the time, and Nana was just like, it's okay. Wet n Wild is not what it once was in the 90s. Wet n Wild has grown up, which is so true. Wet n Wild used to be like all about glitter and stuff, and it's actually pretty good quality. But she said to buy stuff from Wet n Wild first simply because it was so cheap that if you didn't like the color on yourself, you had only spent like $2 on a lipstick. And then she said that if you did like it, you could repurchase it again from, well, she never really bought like high-end makeup, but she meant like, you know, from like L'Oreal or Revlon or Maybelline or something like that, like a drugstore brand that costs a little bit more. So I think that is such a good tip, and especially because Wet n Wild right now too, like this was not a thing when I was 13, but like Wet n Wild has definitely expanded. They now have like weird and funky lipstick colors and all of that stuff that, you know, I just love. And so this is a really cool thing for my Nana to teach me that has kind of expanded for years to come. And so that is it for this video. This is what I learned from my Nana when I was first learning how to do makeup. Is there anything that your family, like that has been passed down onto you from generations, from your grandparents, from your parents, that you still kind of do with your makeup today? Let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me, and I will see you on my next one. Hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye!